Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, we are meeting at this time, I think for the first time. Yes, we can take it as a revision session. And so, as mentioned, it is 3-hour sprint. Please confirm, are you able to hear me properly? Sohini, if you haven't done arithmetic already, you are going to get some idea about arithmetic, right? So there is no harm. You are going to gain something. Voice is clear. Thank you. Thank you, Sachin sir. Okay. So it's a long journey and we are going to solve a lot of questions, and it's going to be helpful for everyone, those who have done the arithmetic part completely, who are done with it, who have solved a lot of questions. They are going to get the benefit, and there can be few students who haven't even started arithmetic, so they are also going to get some idea about the arithmetic, right? So it is beneficial for everyone. Okay, so yes, let's start. Yes, there are enough good questions, and I will. Who is Sachin sir? There is in between among you. Don't worry, you don't know, I know. Okay, so it's a mix of questions. Some questions can be quite very tricky. I will term them as speed breaker questions. You are going to get such speed breaker questions in your actual CAT exam as well. So while solving in the exam also, you must make the good decision whether I should go for it or not. Or you can make use of options. They can be quite calculative. So they are speed breaker questions, and some questions are there which you can solve very fast, right? So where you can solve very fast, do that. And if a question requires more amount of time, more calculations, then you are to take the decision whether you want to do it right now or you want to leave it for the second round, right? So that's up to you, and that decision making is to be done by you. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's start now. Okay, so it's a practice session, so I will be showing you questions one by one, and quickly we'll be solving. In arithmetic, there are various topics, so we'll be having questions from your percentage, profit loss, simple interest, compound interest, partnership, and what else? Your mixture alligation, averages, time and work, and time spread distance, everything. About 9-10 different topics are there. Fine. So here is the first question. Everyone ready? Yes. Okay. So here is the first question on your screen. The faster you solve, more you solve. It's very nice to see that most of you are giving the same answer. And that's right also, of course. Good. Can you come up with the your procedure? How did you solve it? Vrashali, it is not 2, it is 2.5. Can you please quickly tell me how to solve? Nice. So I'm getting one comment, 2 by 0.8. Basically 20 by 8. Exactly. Mrigang says 90% of 20 is 2. Okay, that's correct. So most of you have done it correctly. So let's quickly see what is happening here. So fresh grapes and dry grapes. So these are two kind of grapes we are having. So fresh grapes and dry grapes. And how we are getting dry grapes? Just by removing some amount of water from it, right? So both kind of grapes are having some water content and some solid part, right? Some of water content is there and some of the solid part is there. So it is mentioned here that fresh grape contains 90% water by weight. That means among the fresh grapes, so water and solid, they are in the ratio 9:1, or water is the 90%. That means the solid part is 10%. Solid part or pulp, whatever you say, the solid part is 10% in the fresh grapes, right? And so when water is removed, so in this dried grape now, it contains 20% water by weight. So water is only 20%. That means the rest amount, that is 80% of this dried grape, is nothing but the solid part. So in the process of drying this fresh grape, what is happening? We are only changing the water content. Water is being evaporated. That means the solid content remains same. So basically 10% of fresh grapes, 10% solid part of fresh grapes is equal to 80% solid part of the dried grapes. That means they must be in the ratio 1:8. So if the solid part is becoming 1:8, that means individual ratios of fresh grapes and dried grapes should be 8:1. So that is a key point here. So if we are having 8 kilogram of fresh grapes, we can process 1 kilogram of dried grapes from that. Right now, it is given that what is the weight of dry grapes available from 20 kilogram of fresh grapes. So if it had been 8 kilogram, dried grapes would have been 1. So if it is 20, then how much dried grapes can be obtained? It is clearly 2.5 kilogram. So this is the right answer. Fine. Okay, let's move further now. Yes, so pulp in the dried grapes is equal to pulp in the fresh grape. That is a key point here. So the quantity which is not changing, that should be equated. So directly we get the ratio. So ratio of fresh grapes and dried grapes will be 8:1. Okay, ready for the next one now? Here it is. Please solve it quickly. Priyanshu, there is a process of creating dried grapes. When you evaporate water from the fresh grape, you get dried grapes. So solid part remains same or pulp remains same. That's how we equated that. Here's the next question on your screen. Now solve it. Akshat, this class will remain on YouTube, so you can watch it later also. Fine? Mayvish, please specify what part did you not understand? Excellent answers by everyone. 18 is the correct answer. Okay, see, there can be usual method of assuming the initial price and initial quantity and proceeding further. That can be a basic version. Let's go by that first. So price of tea is reduced by 20 and original price of tea per kilogram was being asked. So let original price is X rupees per kilogram. Fine. And let the original quantity is Y kilogram. Fine. So total expenditure initially would be X into Y, price into quantity. So X into Y would be the total expenditure, which is given equal to rupees 36, right? That is already given to us. It is 36. Okay, but now it says price of tea is reduced by 20%. So price originally was X rupees per kilogram. When you reduce it by 20%, it becomes 80% of 20 this X. That is 0.8 times X, we can say. Yes or no? Fine. Now, quantity we can purchase more. How much more? Now, a person can buy 500 gram or half a kilogram more for same amount, right? So the new quantity becomes Y plus half, where I'm taking Y to be in kilogram. Right? Now you can easily solve it and get the required value. So if you simplify this part, your X will be cancelled. You will get Y equals 0.8X, sorry, 0.8Y plus 0.4. Fine. That gives you 0.2Y equals 0.4 or Y equals 2, and substituting this value of Y, you will get the required answer that X is 18 rupees per kilogram. Fine. So that is a basic way to solve this question. Any better thing? Any better thing? Okay, see, this is a basic way, normal way to solve. I hope most of you may have solved it like that only. See, now see a better way, a much quicker way. See, initially there was some price, 100% price, which was basically 36 rupees. And we were getting some quantity, right? We were purchasing some quantity that we right now do not know. I'm solving it again is a different method. Yes, we are discussing the better way. Now listen carefully here. So there was some total 36 rupees we were spending, and we were purchasing some quantity. Now the price is reduced by 20%. So price is reduced by 20%. That means the quantity which we were purchasing for 36 rupees or 100% price, now we can purchase the same quantity at 80% price. Yes or no? Now same quantity can be purchased at 80% price. 80% of 36 basically. Yes or no? Is it fine? So now remaining 20% amount can be used to purchase more goods. Right? It can be used to purchase more quantity. And how much more quantity we are able to purchase? That is 500 gram. Is this point clear so far? Yes, exactly, Mrigang. That's perfectly fine. So in the saved 20% price, we are able to purchase 500 more gram quantity. That means in the remaining 80% price, how much original quantity we were purchasing? That is 4 times of this, right? Which is 2 kilogram. So originally coming back, originally we were getting this 2 kilogram quantity for rupees 36. So if 2 kilogram was costing us 36, that means per kilogram original price was 18 rupees. Fine. So no need of doing all these calculations and equations, nothing. Directly you could have understood this. Is it fine? Yes, Mrigang did same thing. Good. Kratik, can we solve this question by assuming the price as 100? Kratik, it is asking about the price only. If you are assuming the price, then what are you going to solve? So we need to take it variable if we are making equations, right? Hi, yes, you can try with the options. That's also a good way. You can try with the options. That's true. Okay, let's move further. Ready for the next question now? Ready for the next one? Priyanka, listen, 20% price may, 20% amount may, you are able to purchase 500 gram. So 80% may, how much you will be able to purchase? Can you estimate? In 20% of certain amount, you are going to get 500 gram of the quantity. So in 80% of the amount, how much quantity you are going to purchase? Of course, 80% is 4 times of 20%. That means 4 times of 500. 4 times of 500 gram. That is 2 kilogram. And that was the original quantity we were purchasing at rupees 36. Is it okay? Rajesh, I have just told that. I've just told that. Okay, let's move to the next question now. By the way, some of you were trying to discover where this question is from. So let me tell you the source. All the questions in today's marathon session are from our special iQuanta material, iQuanta books. So this is the arithmetic book. So if you have not got your copy yet, go for it. Okay, go for it. Okay, next one now. So here is the question. And it can be one of those speed breaker questions. Try to solve this question fast. I'm waiting for your answers. Sapna, 500 gram was given in that question. 500 gram extra quantity you were able to purchase at the same in the same total 36 rupees. Tawfiq, C is not correct. Please recheck. Bhaskar, that is correct. Z is 1000, but you need to find the value of current price for 2019 also. Divya has given the right answer. Yes, it is B, Rajat. Okay, let's see now. Let's see now. So, in this question, it says a team of Harvard professors were researching about the number of patents filed in the finance field over past few years. It was found that in the year 2016, it was 10,000. In 2016, it was 10,000. Then it increased by 60% in 2017. Then for 2018, it increased by 25% over the previous year. And the quantity of patents filed in present year, QC, that is current year, quantity of patents filed in previous year, that is QP, and the quantity of patents filed in the previous to previous year, that is QP minus 1, are associated to each other by the following equation. So that relation is given here, at QC equals QP plus Z times log to the base 10 of QP minus 1. And this association holds good for any given year, where Z is some constant. Compute the quantity of patents filed in 2019 as well as the value of Z. So that is a question being asked. So let's make a table, what is given and what is being asked here. So we have been given the number of patents filed in 16, 17, 18, and for 19 we need to calculate, right? So 2016, 17, 18, and 19. Now the exact value is given for number of patents filed in 2016. It was 10,000. So I can clearly write 10,000 here. Is it fine so far? Yes, you can skip that. That's for your entertainment. You should not be bored basically. So 2016, it is 10,000. And then in 2017, can you tell me how much the value will be? It is given that it increased by 60%. So it is going to become 16,000, right? And in 2018, it increased by 25% over the previous year. So for previous year, it increased by 25%. 25% means 1/4. So 16,000 ka 1/4 is 4,000. That makes it 20,000. Fine. So question is, what will be the value here? Right? Q19 we need to find out. And also in the process, we need to find the value of this constant Z. So that is a question. Okay, now using this equation, it says Q for current year. If I consider 18 as the current year, so this value would be equal to the value of 2017 plus Z times log of the value of 16, right? That means the relation will be 20,000 equals to 16,000 plus Z times Z into log to the base 10 of this 10,000. Can you tell me what is the value of this log to the 10,000, log of 10,000 to the base 10? What will be this value? What is the value of log of 10,000 to the base 10? It is 4, right? So basically this is 10 raised to the power 4, so that gives us the value 4. Yes or no? Yes, it is, right? So by using this value as 4, we can easily figure out the value of Z. So it gives us 16,000 plus 4 times Z is equal to 20,000. So certainly 4Z must be 4,000 and Z must be equal to 1,000. So that is first part of our answer. That is first part of the answer. So Z should be equal to 1,000. So of course A and D cannot be the answers. A and C cannot be the answer. I think somebody wrote also answer would be B or D. So now among B or D, which will be the right answer? For that we need to find out the value of Q 2019 also, right? And now that can be easily found by using the same relation, considering 2019 as the current year. Okay, now let's do that. For that part, we need to calculate the log, and log 2 value is already given here. So let's use it. So Q 2019 would be equal to, according to this formula, equal to Q 2018, that is 20,000, plus Z, which is 1,000, into log of 16,000 to the base 10. Now you just need to compute the value of this log of 16,000 and you are done. You just need to compute this value, and by substituting you are done. So how to calculate this value? Log 20,000 we are not to calculate, log of 16,000 we are to calculate now. Earlier we used log of 10,000. ठीक है ना? See how to calculate that. Let's do it here. See, log of 10,000 when we calculated earlier to the base 10. So this 10,000 is nothing but 10 raised to power 4, right? And we are calculating the log to the base 10. So the power comes in front, it comes 4 times log of 10 to the base 10. When the log, the number whose log is to be calculated and the base is same, that value always comes out to be 1. So that's how it was 4. Right? That was a step we had already calculated. Now we need to calculate the value of log of 16,000. Same, base is 10. So now the 16,000 can be written as 16 times 1,000. This is 16 into 1,000. And when we are having log of product of two numbers, so it can be separated like this: log of 16 plus log of 1,000. Right? Yes or no? Now this 1,000 is same way, it is 10 power 3. This value comes out to be log of 10 power 3, which means 3. But in this case, this is log of 2 power 4. So now this 4 will come out. So it comes out to be 4 times log of 2. Now this log of 2 value that was given, right? Log of 2, that is how much? It is 0.3010. So you can simplify this to find this value of log. So it comes out to be how much? It is 1.2 4.204 plus 3, which means 4.204. Is it okay? So that's the value here which you are looking for. Yes, log AB ka formula, exactly. Log AB, log MN, whatever you say. So 4.204 is this value here. Now going back to our original equation. So this value is 4.204. So it comes out to be 20,000 plus 1,000 into 4.204. So 4.204 when multiplied with 1,000, it will be 4,204, and 4,204 when added to 20, it will give you 24,204. Right? So that's how this was the answer. So little bit usage of logarithm was there. See, in your actual CAT exam, questions are not always straightforward. It is a mixture of many concepts. So in this case, you are having percentage change, you are having use of equations, you are having use of logarithm also, right? So that's how multiple concepts are combined in same question. So that is a type of questions which you get in your CAT paper, and that's how I said you are going to get some speed breaker questions, right? Okay, let's move further now. Can we calculate log in CAT calculator? No, Utkarsh. No, it's not required, by the way. The value is given. The value is already given. Okay, ready for the next one? Here it is on your screen now. Okay, quickly do this, please. That's a good question again. That's a good question. My only suggestion here is don't go by formulae everywhere. Try to use the common sense. Be specific about the question. It is asking about the percentage change in the shopkeeper's profit. Yes, Yash, if you have attended the previous classes, I've always suggested to avoid formulae. Avoid using formulae. Use common sense. Use logic. Okay, I'm getting mixed responses here. Some of you are saying C, that is no change, and some are saying D, that is 10% change. Okay, let's see now. Let's see. It says a shopkeeper marks his books at 25% above cost price. Okay? So initially there is some cost price and shopkeeper marks his books at 25% above that. So how to start? Can we assume the initial cost price to be 100? Yes or no? Yes, right? So initial price we can assume, initial cost price we can assume to be 100. So this is initial CP 100. Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay. So initial CP is 100. So can you tell me what is the initial mark price? What is the initial mark price? It says that he marks his books at 25% above the cost price. So there's an increment of 25%. Right? So what is the mark price now? It should be 125. Fine? If there is no change in anything, there is no further situation, so he is selling his goods at 125 only. He must be gaining a profit of 25 rupees. Fine? Okay, let's proceed further now. It says, due to a slump in the market, his cost reduces by 5%. Now, the new cost or new cost price is 5% less, minus 5%. So, new cost price is how much? 95 rupees. Yes or no? New cost price is 95 rupees. And then to boost his sale, he offered a discount of 8% because his cost price has decreased. So on same earlier mark price, now he's giving a discount of 8%. A discount of 8%. So can you tell me what will be the price after giving a discount of 8% on 125? If you subtract 8% from 125, it will be a subtraction of 10 rupees, right? So the value is going to be 115. That means earlier he was selling goods of 100 rupees at 125. Now he is selling goods worth rupees 95 at 115. Is this point clear so far? Right? This is clear so far, right? And if you see the amount of profit, it is not same. Earlier the profit was 25 rupees. But now the profit is how much? It is 20 rupees. Right? It is not asking about profit percentage. See the question clearly. It is not talking about profit percentage. It is asking about profit. It is asking about profit. Right? So earlier profit was 25 rupees. Now it is 20 rupees. But what has happened? It says because of giving discount, due to which sales go up by 25%. What does it mean? Please tell me. Sales go up by 25%. What does this mean? Sales go up by 25%. It means that if initially 4 products were being sold, now 5 products are being sold. Because number of products, number of sale, amount of sale goes up by 25%. Is it fine? Exactly. Now he's selling 25% more products. Yes or no? So initially if he was selling 4 pieces, so his total profit was 25 into 4, that is 100. But now sales has gone up by 25%. So that means now he is able to sell 5 products. That means his profit now is same 100 rupees. Right? So although his sale is increasing, but what is the percentage change in the profit? There is no change. Profit is same. Is it fine? Because 25 into 4 was also 100 and 20 into 5 is also 100. Is it clear? So we were to just calculate the percentage change in the shopkeeper's profit. We are not looking for the profit percent. Is it fine? So that's how answer is option C. There is no change in shopkeeper's profit. Clear? Okay, so we are to go a long journey. So let's quickly move to the next question. Here it is on your screen. Please solve it fast. Sales increase by 25% means he's able to sell 25% more quantity. That's why we multiply 20 by 5. Fine? Now that's quite easy question. Looking for your answers specifically for iQuantians. Excellent. We have Aditya, Arjun, Bhaskar, Naruto, Kevin, Darshan. Excellent. All of you are giving the right answer. So answer is option D. And no prize for guessing. That's a basic question. So we can just compare the cost price and selling price. So selling price, cost price, if I compare through each of the component, so a clothes seller sells his clothes at cost price. So he claims to sell the goods at cost price, but cheats his supplier and customer both by 25%. That means he takes 25% more clothes while purchasing. So while purchasing, he might be paying rupees 100, but he is getting 25% more clothes. That means he is getting more clothes, right? But selling 25% less. That means he is charging his customer 100 rupees for goods worth rupees 100, but he is giving 25% less quantity. He is selling 25% less. So he is selling goods worth rupees 75 only. So just that ratio will give you the final answer. So this 100 is cancelled, 25 5s are at 125 and 25 3. This ratio comes out to be 5 by 3. So in a way, a goods worth rupees 3 is being sold at rupees 5. So that gives you a profit of 2 out of 3. So 2 by 3 means 66, 2 by 3%. Fine. So option D is the right answer. Yes, this is a quite typical variety of questions. No mixing of the concepts. As I said earlier, sometimes you get mixing of the concepts. Okay, let's quickly move to the next one. Here it is. Please solve this now. Yes, Mahesh, so most of the questions can be solved without using much pen paper. With least amount of writing, you can solve them, most of them. Now, this is one is from your ratio proportion. And that's correct, Gunjan, 5 by 4, 4 by 3. Pratishtha, Please recheck. Mrigank, it's not correct. Priyanka, recheck please. Yes, that's correct. Bhaskar, Rajat, Gunjan, Mahesh, Aditya, Chinmay, Akhilan, what's that? Yes, most of you are getting right now. Good. Again, there's an easy question. So A is the correct answer, 105 root 2. So how to go about this? Let's see. So in a given set of equations, A is one of the variables now. It is proportional to C. Proportional means we will take it to be directly proportional. It is no need to mention. We can directly use it as directly proportional. Proportional means directly proportional. And inversely, it is mentioned clearly, inversely proportional to the root of B. So these are three variables. So at a given point, A, B, C values are given. Find the value of A when B and C are this much. So basically, what we can say, A is directly proportional to C and also A is inversely proportional to root of B. It is something like this, right? So combining both of them, we can say A is directly proportional to C by root B. Yes or no? Right? So that means what we can say is A1 by A2 is equal to C1 by C2 into root of B2 by B1. Basically, when we equate, when we replace this proportionality sign with equality, we need to put constant of proportionality. But because two set of values are given here, so constant of proportionality will be cancelled out. So that comes out to be the relation. Now we are having the values, let's say A1, these to be A1, B1, C1, and we are to find the value of A2, and B2 and C2 are given to us. Just substitute the values and you can get the answer. So answer is 105 root 2. Fine. So I think you can easily put the values that I'm leaving to you. Already many of you have done that. Let's move to the next question now. Now here it is. This one is from partnership. Varsha, you are saying D for this question. Please recheck. This question may look calculative to many, but it's not as calculative as it appears to be. Kriti says these questions are quite tough. It appears to be, Kriti, but it is not as it appears to be. I'm just giving a few more seconds to you. Please do it fast. Hanu, you are starting to prepare now, and if you put your 100% effort, then why can't you get? You can certainly get whatever percentile you wish. You need to work hard accordingly. So it entirely depends upon you that how much you put in, right? Yes, option B is right. We are having Divya, Aditya, Mahesh, Piyush. Okay, let's see now. Yes, Gunjan, that's correct. See, it says P, Q, and R started a business with investments in the ratio 364. So P, Q, R are the three persons about whom we are talking about, and they started this business with investments in the ratio. See, when we are to distribute the profits, so investment is to be multiplied with the respective time, right? That a particular investment has been invested for how much amount of time. So investment into time plus investment into time plus investment into time, like that. So basically profits are shared in this ratio. Investment into time of the first person, and then investment into time of the second person, second partner, and third partner, like that. Right? So it may be possible that a complete investment has been made for the entire year, or there may be some changes throughout the year. So we need to take that how much investment has been made for how much amount of time, and their product will be added. So that is the meaning of this. So that is the basic relation, basic ratio in which the profits are to be shared. So right now PQ are the three persons, and the initial investments are in the ratio 364. So I could start with values 364 only, but let's wait. It says after 4 months, P and Q added 25% and 40% of their respective investment to their respective investments, of course, and R withdrew 20%. That means if whatever is their initial investment for PQR, so P is to add 25%. So this initial value we should take in such a way that it's easier to calculate 25% of that. Same with 45% for this one, and 20% of this. So what values we can take? What multiplying factor we can use here? 0, 5, 15. Let's multiply by 20 all these values. I'm multiplying all these values by 20, right? I'm multiplying all these values by 20 so that calculations become easier, right? Okay, so if I multiply all these values by 20, the initial investments come out to be 20 into 3, that is 60, 20 into 6, that is 120, and 20 into 4, that is 80. I hope you are getting the idea that why I have multiplied this value with 20, so that it becomes easier to calculate 25% of this, 40% of this, and 20% of this, right? That's the only objective. Okay. You can take it to be anything else also, 300 something, that's fine. Okay, I did this now. Now let's proceed further. So this investment has been there for 4 months. So it needs to be multiplied with 4. Fine. Let's say he invested 60 lakhs or whatever, 120, it's 80. So it into 4, this into 4, this into 4. So that is the investment into time for the first 4 months. Now further, what happens after 4 months, P and Q added 25% and 40% respectively. So P added 25%. So P's investment was 60 earlier. So 25% of 60 would be 15. So the new investment would be 75. Yes or no? Right? Similarly, and Q added 40%. So 120 ka 40% is how much? It is 48, right? So 48 when added, it will become 168. Okay? Okay? And finally, for R, R withdrew 20% of his investment. So R withdrew 20%. 20% means 16 is to be subtracted from this. If I subtract 16, it is going to be 64. Is it fine so far? And after next 4 months, that means this situation is going to continue for further 4 months. Now the last 4 months of the year are remaining. What happens in that case? Let's see. After the next 4 months, Q left. That means in the next 4 months, investment made by Q is 0 for the last 4 months, right? And that's it. No other information is there. at the end of the 1 year partnership, what will be the ratio of profit earned by P, Q and R respectively. So for the next 4 months, Q has withdrawn, but for P and R nothing is mentioned. That means their same investment continues. That means 75 for P and the 64 for R. Fine. So we need to find the total ratio. See, as I said earlier, investment into time, that needs to be added. But we are calculating final ratio. So this 4 is a common part in all of them. So it can be straightforward cancelled. Right? That is no need to multiply first with 4, then add, then find the ratio. No need. Leave that. Just add these values now. That is going to be the answer. So 75 is 150. 150, 60 makes it 210. Among the options, we can see the first part is 210 or its factor. It's 105. It must satisfy. Let's check. Let's check out. So this is half of 210. So this must be half of 288. Is it come out to be 288? Yes, it is. This is 288. And same way, this is 104. So it must come out to be 208. Is it so? Yes. 8 and 6, 14. 14 and 6, 20. That is 208. So that's how this option B is the right answer. Not much calculations, simple numbers. As some of you have mentioned in the comments, you could have taken 300, 600, 400 also, whatever. But purpose was to make the calculation simpler. Okay, let's move further. Hanu, we will talk about algebra later, but the basic suggestion is same, practice. Right? And wherever you have doubt, do ask the doubts. I'm moving further now. This is the next question for you. Now it is time, speed, distance, races. Please fast. One third of sprint is done. We need to move it to the next gear now, bit faster. Aditya, 3x, 6x, 4x was also fine. But I tried to avoid fractions, decimals and all. That was the only reason. If you like any particular question or any solution or discussion, you can put the like button. भानु, आई एक्सेप्ट मैक्सिमम हिंदी वाले होंगे, ऐसा हो सकता है, but it's okay, we can understand English as well. Your 1 minute time is already over and I can see multiple answers by Sumit. Arey bhai Sumit brother, there's only one question, so you should post only one answer, isn't it? By the way, your answer is C, 720 meter you want to say? Hanu, when you are unable to understand the questions, it means you are not much familiar with the questions. So no need to panic. You need to become more familiar with the questions. And how can you become more familiar with the questions? When you will solve more and more questions. So my suggestion would be right now, Hanu, start with the easier questions. I repeat, Hanu, start with the easier questions. That will give you a bit confidence that at least this much I know. ठीक है ना? And it can be for any topic. It's for everyone actually. Not only algebra or arithmetic, whatever topic it may be. Start with the easier questions so that you can get to know that at least this much I know. and you become familiar with the variety of questions, type of language, and then you can proceed further gradually to the higher difficulty level questions. Okay. So here answer is C 720 meter. That is the correct answer, and many of you have got now. That's good. भानु में से भी हटा दिया तो हनु बन गया. अच्छा, इट्स ओके, इट्स वाज कॉमन फॉर हम. भानु एक हनु भी है, हनु भी था ऊपर एक. Anyway, so let's see this question now. See, in a race of 945 meter, A beat B by 105 meter. What you get to know from this information? So when it says A beats B by 105 meter, it means in the same duration of time, when A has covered 945 meter distance, when A has traveled 945 meter distance, in that same duration, in same time, B is 1 meter behind, right? So B has traveled 105 meter less distance. That means you subtract 105 from this, so you'll get to know how much, 840. And because these distances have been traveled in same amount of time, you know, distance is equal to speed into time. So if time is same, then distance and speed, they are in the same ratio. So that's what we have written here. So if A and B are the speeds of A and B respectively, so this ratio of speeds will be in the ratio of their distances traveled. Fine. So can we simplify this? Yes, I think it got cancelled. Nine. What is the ratio? 21 is the common factor I can see. 21 into 4 is 84, 40. 21 into 4 is 84, 105, so 21 into 5. Nice. Now 40, 45. So 5 8s are 40, 5 9s are 45. So 9 by 8 is the ratio of speeds of A and B. Fine. So 9 by 8 is the ratio of speed for A and B. And similarly, we can find in the another race of 1360 meter, B beats C by 170. So from here we will get to know the ratio of speed of B and C. So if B and C are the speeds, their respective speeds, so when B has traveled 1360 meter, C has traveled 170 meter less than that. 170 less, if you will do it, how much it will be? It will be 1190. Now both of these numbers come in the table of 17, right? So 17 8s are 136, 17 7s are 119. So it is 8 by 7. Fine. So that is the speed ratio of B and C. Now question is asking about by what distance A will beat C. So we need to find the ratio of A and C now, right? So we need to find the ratio of A and C now. So A and C speed ratio we can directly figure out from here. So by multiplying these two, right? So A by B multiplied with B by C will give you A by C only. And both of these values we have already figured out. So A by B was 9 by 8 and B by C is 8 by 7. So that gives you the ratio of speed as 9 by 7, isn't it? So if the race had been of 9 meter, then A is going to beat C by 2 meters, right? But right now, by what distance A will beat C in a race of 3240 meters? That's the question. So you just need to see by what factor this has been multiplied. So 3240, if you divide by 9, how much it is? So 9 3s are 27, 5 9 6 are 54, 360. So it has been 360 times. So the distance of beating will also be 360 times. So that is 2 times 360, which is 720. So this is the right answer. Okay. By the way, most of you got it correctly. That's very nice. Let's quickly move to the next one now. Again, this was an easy question. This was not difficult. Just there were slightly larger numbers. Okay, I'm moving to the next question now. Please answer this one. That's a good question. It's based on interest, simple interest, compound interest. Zeri, because in 9-meter race, A was able to beat B, A was able to beat C by 2 meters, right? Speed ratio of A and C was 9/7. Congratulations, Sweta. Now answer this one. This is a good question. And again, this is a topic which looks very calculative to many, most of the students. Ritvi, I just told the ratio of speed for A and C was 9/7, right? So in a 9-meter race, A beats C by 2 meters. So when the race length becomes 360 times, so the distance of beating also becomes 360 times. So 2 times 360. Naveen asked, consistent preparation. You need to be consistent. Be focused on your goal and be regular. There would be situations in life when you will get less time. Sometimes you will be having more time. Sometimes your focus will not be fixed. Sometimes you may get distracted. But be consistent, be regular. Remember the story of that hare and tortoise, na? Tortoise, although being slow, but because of consistency, he was able to give a good competition. Okay, answer this one now. Bhargavi, I have already answered that. Okay, I've got an answer from Vijay, Hanu, Bobby, and all these three are saying option A. Okay, there are more students now. And A is the correct answer. Good. It's 2272. And I would prefer not to use any formula here. I would prefer not to use any formula. Nikhil, this is arithmetic. Okay, let's see now. So it says the simple interest on a certain sum for 3.5 years at 10% per annum is 2940. That is a simple interest at 3.5 years. So can we calculate the interest for 1 year? We know that simple interest remains same throughout, right? For first year, whatever is the simple interest, for second year also there is the same interest. For third year also there is the same interest, right? So that means what is the simple interest for first year? How can we calculate? Just dividing this quantity by 3.5. That means 2940 divided by 3.5. Or I can say 2940 multiplied by 2 divided by 7. Isn't it? That is the interest earned in the first year. Simple interest. So 7 4s are 28, 1 is remaining, 7 2s are 14, 0, 420 into 2 makes it 840. Till this point it is fine. Yes, although this 10% per annum rate of interest is also given, so you can figure out what was the principal amount. Of course, it was 8,400, although it is not required. It is not required. So now coming to the compound interest part. Question is, what will be the compound interest on the same sum for 2.5 years at same rate when interest is compounded yearly? Interest is compounded yearly. Okay, so 840. So for the first year, interest is going to be same 840. For the first year simple interest or compounded interest, it is same thing, because interest is to be calculated on the principal only. By the principal here is 8,400 and rate of interest is 10%. Fine. So 10% to that's 8,400 is 840. Now for second year, can you tell me what will be the interest, compound interest? So it will be the interest, 10% interest on principal as well on the first year's interest. So it will be 840 plus 10% of this 840, which is 84. Yes or no? That's it. Now for the next half year, further half year. So in this further half year, the interest amount would be 5% or basically half. So in spite of 10% of this, I need to calculate 5% of this. That means 840 ka half, which is 420. And further, whatever previous interest has been earned, so on them also I need to take 5%. So 840 का 5%, 840 का 5%, तो 84 मिला के ये 84 बन जाएगा. And this 84 का 5%, 84 का 10% would have been 8.4, उसका half कर दूंगा तो it will be 4.2. So that is the exact amount of interest which one is going to get according to the question, right? We just need to add these values now. Let's add them. So 8 and 8, 16 and 420, that is 2000. And then 4 and 4, 8 and 200. So 2100, this is 2100 plus 8 and 8, 16 or 8, 168 it is, and 4.2. So that 4.2 basically, that makes it 2100 and 100, 2268, 2272.2. That is the exact value. Question was asking about nearest to a rupee, so 2272. Option A is the right answer. Fine. So that's how we could have done it easily. Yes, principal 8400 ara, that's fine because of 10%. I hope this is clear. Okay, let's move further now. Yes, yes, Tulika, that's correct. $84 because of a combination of these two. See, in this half year, I'm going to get 5% of the principal, which is 420, 5% of them combined. So, iska 10% hota 84, 84 ka half 42, 42 plus 42 will make it 84, and 84 ka 4.2, that's it. So 420, 42, 42, 4.2. Because 42 is 2 times, that's why it becomes 84. That's the only thing. Okay? I've just repeated that. So in the first year, it was 10% of principal. In second year, it was 10% of principal plus 10% of this previous year's interest also. That's how it this 84. And this final half year, I'm going to get 5% of all these quantities. So 5% 420, 5% 42, 5% 42, 5% 4.2. That's it. Okay? Let's move to the next question now. Please solve this one. That's again a good question. Chintan, no need to get demotivated. I told earlier also, there will be questions, there will be topics which will be difficult, which will be time consuming, and which may not understand our zone of understanding, which is beyond our scope of understanding. It may take time. So don't worry. Be persistent, be consistent, be regular, and gradually, slowly, you will be able to understand. And I was telling same thing to, I think, Hanu or Banu. Let's start with the easier questions. That will give you a bit confidence that at least this much I know. Okay, answer to this one now. Accent, so Sonu, Thakur, that's correct answer. Aditya, Aryan, Gunjan, good. Tulika, in compound, can we do half of previous interest? Yes, of course, why not? Hasib, what you didn't understand? I think I have discussed those points. It must be clear now. Okay, so D is the right one. Let's see this. It says a sum of money becomes 11 by 6 of itself in 5 years at a certain rate of interest on simple interest. Okay, it's a situation of simple interest. So simple interest may a sum of money becomes this much. So basically amount, you know, it is equal to principal plus simple interest, right? So if it was principal initially, so it becomes 11 by 6 of P. So 11 by 6 of P equals P plus simple interest, and the simple interest is for 5 years, right? So we can easily calculate that simple interest for the 5 years is nothing but 5 by 6 of P, isn't it? And from here we also can get to know simple interest for 1 year. It is simply 1 by 6 of P, because we know that every year same amount of simple interest we are going to get. So from here we clearly get to know that every year we are getting 1/6 of the principal as simple interest. Now let's see the question. So how much will 3000 amount to at the same rate of interest in 2 years on simple interest? So we know that every year we are going to get 1/6 of the principal as interest. So 3000 was the initial value, initial sum. And for the first year, interest is 1/6 of 3000. How much is 1/6 of 3000? It is 500. And second year, again same simple interest, 500. And after 2 years, this amount will be just their sum, which is 4000. So that's the right answer. Clear? No need to calculate the rate of interest. By the way, we can calculate. Rate of interest is clear. It's 1 by 6. So 16.66% आएगा. But it's not required. Directly we can find the answer. Fine. Okay, moving to the next one now. Solve it. Now this one is from installment. I hope you are getting how to solve, how to think. That is the whole objective of this session. How to think while solving the questions. Manchi, which question are you asking? 500. I think you're talking about the last one. Okay, Gunjan has come up with the answer. By the way, Gunjan and Aditya, are you solving or you are looking in the iQuanta books? I hope you are solving. Okay. Most of you are getting the right answer. Yes, answer is option C. And that's very easy question. Just simple. It's a simple addition. No formulas involved here. Good. It's nice. Okay, so it says that Kiran bought a front load washing machine by paying 30,000 at once or by making 12 installments. So there are two options available to purchase, to make this purchase here. So she can pay 30,000 at once or she can make 12 installments. So if the first installment paid is 4,000 and then every other installment is 200 less than the previous one, then calculate the total amount paid by Kiran in this installment scheme. So if she pay by installment scheme, then what is the total amount paid by her? That means this 30,000 is of no use for this question, right? For this question, this 30,000 is of no use. So first installment is 4,000. That is the first installment. Total 12 installments are to be made, and in every new installment, every other installment is 200 less than the previous one. That means second installment would be how much? It will be 200 less than that, right? So you can write it 3800. You can make sum of AP. That is one of the ways. Yes, AP ka formula you can use, or I prefer not to use any formula. I have said many times. So what I'm writing it, I wrote it like this: 4000 minus 200, right? This is 4000 minus 200. That is the second installment. 4000 minus 1 times 200 I should write. Now third installment would be what? It will be further 200 subtracted from this quantity, right? So it would be 400 minus 1 time 2000 and another 200 subtracted. That means total it is 4000 minus 2 times 200. Is it okay? Same way the fourth installment would be 4000 minus 3 times 200 and so on. So the 12th installment would be 4000 minus 11 times 200. So of course we have to just add these values. So 12 times 4000, that makes it 48. Subtracted. So 1, 2, 3 up to 11. So sum of first 11 natural numbers, it is 66. So it is 66 times 200, right? And 66 times 200 comes out to be 13,200, right? So 48,000 minus 13,200. So that is our answer. So it is 0, 0, this is 8, and this is 7 minus 3, that is 4 and 3. So 34,800. Fine. Next one now. Okay, here it is. This one is from average. I just appreciated Gunjan and Aditya for being consistent. They were regularly giving the right answers and almost at the first sports. See, let's wait for other answers. Smran Singh says D. Okay. Two different answers so far, C and D. Okay, Chintan also says D, 140. Gunjan and Aditya also say 140. Okay, सब बोल रहे हैं तो हम भी मान लेते हैं 140. Okay, that's the correct answer. 140 is right. And it says in the world, Ajay scored an average 80 per match in the first 3 matches, average of 140 per match in the last 4. What would be the average of Ajay for the first and last 2 if his average runs per match for all the 5 matches he played is 122? That's an easy question, right? That's an easy question. And that's not difficult. That's an easy question. I don't know how you have solved. Let's see how did I just solve it. See, it says that total number of matches are 5. There are 5 matches. So let's say first match, second, third, fourth and fifth. There are total 5 matches, and Ajay scored an average of 80 runs per match in the first 3 matches. So can you tell me what will be the total score? What will be the total score for the first 3 matches? It should be 80 times 3, that is 240. Yes or no? ठीक है ना? Because 80 is the average for first 3. So total score for this first 3 should be 80 into 3. That is 240. And an average of 140 per match in the last 4 matches. Last 4 means except the first one. तो last 4 का average is 140. तो total score क्या बन जाएगा? 140 times 4. That is 560. Is it fine? ठीक है यहां तक. Now further it says what would be the average run of Ajay for the first and last 2 matches if his average runs per match for all the 5 matches he played is 122. So that is an important information. If all 5 matches are considered together, then total score average is 122. So total score would be 122 into 5, right? 122 into 5 is how much? It is 610. So that means total score is 610. Now from this information we can easily figure out that what would be the score of these last 2 matches. It should be 610 minus 240. How much it is? It is 370. Right? And similarly, what is the score of the first match? That is 610 minus 560. That is 50. So question is asking about the average of these 3 matches. That means we just need to calculate 50 plus 370 divided by 3, or 420 divided by 3, which is 140. Fine. So as I said, this was certainly an easier question. Okay, let's move further now. Here is the next question. Now this one is a calculator. This one is a speed breaker, I would say. Please solve it. And you can use calculator if required. I think so. It may be required. Tulika, we need to read the question carefully. That's true. If you don't read the statement carefully, then it is quite obvious we can assume some values which are not given in the question, or which are different from what is given in the question. So everyone should be always very, very careful what is given in the question. We need to take that data or that information only. Yes, where is everyone? Lost? Are you solving or not? Okay, I got one answer. Sumit says B. Okay. I already suggested you, if there is you find any calculation, you can use calculator, that's allowed. Or the other way is don't calculate, just let the expression continue. Saloni says C. 50 तो ऑप्शन में ही नहीं है. Mr. Hazra, Babar. Bhaskar says 50.7. That is also not in the options. Okay, Sweta says option A. That's a good question. Utkarsh says, how can sum of all 45 is more than 46? That's a good thing. What can we infer from this, Utkarsh? Think. Sum of 45 numbers is more than sum of 46 numbers, out of which 45 numbers are common, isn't it? That means the common number which is being repeated is negative. Yes, the number must be negative, which means removing that negative number should increase our average. That means average of the remaining 44 numbers must be more than 52.6. Answer must be more than this. So those who are saying 50.7 or 50, that is not correct. Answer should be certainly more than 52.6. है ना? Answer must be certainly more than 52.6. So of course option C and D are straightforward cancelled. Only option A and B remains now. And yes, A is the right answer, Rudra. A is the right answer. But how to calculate? It's calculative. The process all of you know. Answer is A. Fine. So what we infer here, first thing was that, as I think Utkarsh pointed it out, that sum of 23, these first 23 numbers and the last 23 numbers, their sum comes out to be smaller than the all 45 numbers. And in this sum, that 23rd number had been counted twice. So it clearly infers that 23rd number is negative. So if we remove this 23rd number, what is going to happen? Average is going to increase. Fine. So if suppose there is only one option which is more than this 52.6, that would clearly be the answer. But right now still there are two options available, so we need to simplify it further. So option A comes out to be the correct answer. You can do the calculative part on your own. I'm leaving that for you right now. Okay, let's move further to the next question. Okay, here it is. Again, this one can also be a bit calculative. Not much. Try to do it. Yes, Bobby, that's true. That 23rd number is minus 136. Yes, thanks Aryan, that's the correct answer, 56.886. Tulika, it's basic average question, basic average question. You can find the sum of the given 45 numbers, sum of first 23 numbers, sum of last 23 numbers. Simplifying them, you can find out that 23rd number, as Bobby has already mentioned that. Now removing that, so sum of the remaining 44 numbers and then their average. That's it. Yes, Tolika, you are to solve the average of 44 numbers. So remove that repeated number, 23rd number, and then find the average of the remaining. Rajat, it was clearly mentioned that there are 45 numbers. So when you are calculating average for first 23rd numbers, when you are having numbers from 1 to 45, so first 23rd numbers, that means 1 to 23. And then last 23 numbers, that means 23 to 45. So 23rd number is the one which was counted twice, right? And that's how we inferred that 23rd number must be negative. And that was counted as, that was calculated as minus 136. How did we get to know this value? But just by sum. We know the average of 45 numbers, we know the average of first 23 numbers, we know the average of last 23 numbers. So that's how we know the sum of all 45 numbers, sum of first 23 numbers, sum of last 23 numbers, right? So by adding sum of first 23 numbers and adding sum of last 23 numbers, you are having this 23rd number repeated. And if you subtract the sum of all 45 numbers from this, you will get the value of this 23rd number. ठीक है ना? That's how we were to proceed. Okay, good Muskan. Muskan has come up with the answer to this question. It comes out to be 1.25, option D. Excellent. Excellent, that's correct, Muskan. Yes, it can be Tulika. Okay, that's not difficult question, but its statement is quite lengthier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 lines in this question. The question is quite easy. So the value comes out to be approximately 1.25. So option D is the right answer. By the way, can you tell me among the 388 matches, how many matches are with 1.5 and how many with 0.5? So I think the required value comes out to be in the ratio this 486. It comes out to be 486 upon 388, right? Which is approximately 1.25. Is it okay? Yes. Yes, it will continue. It is not exactly 1.25. It will come out to be like this. Okay, thank you. This is 292 and 96. हाँ मुस्कान आपने 48 गलत लिख दिया. It's 292 and 96, right? Right. So 292 and 96. That's true. So we can just verify right now, no need to solve. Right now we can verify. So 292 are the matches in which this person played in the starting 11. So that means the average must be 1.5 here. And in these 96 matches, this person played as a substitute. So here average goals were 0.5. And that difference should be equal to 390. We can just verify that. So 292 into 1.5, how much it is? This is 8 short of 300. So when I will do 1.5 times, so it should be 12 short of 450, right? So that makes it 438 minus 96 ka half, that is 48. So it comes out to be 390. So this is perfectly right, and this is the final answer. Okay, so let's move further now. Next question. Okay, here it is. This one is from the topic of mixtures now. We have already crossed 50% of our journey today. So please be a bit fast. Okay, see here, it's not that difficult, and don't make it much calculative. So it says a drunk man has 3 full glasses of a mixture of wine and water. So there is wine and water in each of the glass, and the ratios are given 1:4, 3:5 and 1:3, but in equal volume. That means volume of all the glasses are same. So if this is containing total 5 parts, 1 and 4 5 parts, this 3 and 5 8 and 1 and 3 4. So just take the LCM of this 5, 8 and 4 and let that be the total volume for each glass. I repeat, so this first glass contains the 2 components in the ratio 1:4, that is 5 parts, and the second contains in the ratio 3:5, that is total 8 parts, and this contains in the ratio 1:3, that is 4 parts. So 5, 8 and 4, what will be the LCM for them? It will be 40, right? So LCM comes out to be 40. So just take the quantity in each glass to be 40. 40 liter, 40 ml, how does it matter? Anyway, okay. So in the first glass, now we are taking the total quantity in each glass to be 40 units. So the first glass contains how much wine and how much water? See, there were total 5 parts and 5 ka 8 times I need to do. I just need to multiply these values by 8. So 8 will be the multiplying factor, right? So 8 and 32. So wine is 8 parts and water is 32. That is a component, that is a composition in the first glass. Fine. Same way in the second glass, total 8 parts were there and we were to make it 40. So the multiplying factor will be 5. So 5 times 3, that is 15, and 5 times 5, that is 25. So that is the composition of the second glass. Same way the third glass, it was 4, to 4 times 10. I need to multiply with 10, to 10 and 30. So 10 parts, 10 units is wine and 30 is the water. Fine. So we have found so far. Now let's proceed further. It says amount of pure wine mixed into this bottle so that the percentage of wine in the bottle becomes 40% is what part of the one of the glasses. So that means some pure wine is added. Water is not being added, तो water तो जितना है उतना ही रहने वाला है. Pure wine is to be added. So what is the requirement? So that the percentage of wine in the bottle becomes 40%. So wine amount of wine should become 40%. So how much wine has been added, we need to calculate it is what part of one of the glasses. Fine. Let's see now. So first add them to see how much the value is. It comes out to be 25 and 8, 33. And this is 3 and 2, 5 and 3, 8, 87. See, so we have to add wine to it, but water is going to remain same, 87. And this 87 should be 60%, right? It should be 60%. If 60% is 87, so can you tell me 40% kitna hona chahiye? If 60% is 87, then what should be 40%? See, 60% is 87. If you divide by 3, you will get 20% should be 29, which means 40% should be 58. Yes or no? So I want this quantity of wine to become 58. Now, can you figure out how much wine needs to be added? It is 25. Fine. So question is simply that how much is this 25 of 40? So 25 by 40, or 5 5s are 25, 5 8s are 40. So 5 by 8 is the required answer. Option A. Okay. So calculate in the easiest possible way. That is the only objective. Don't complicate the thing. See, I work with a simple numbers, smaller numbers, and very basic. I have not used any formula anywhere. Is it clear? Okay, shall we move to the next one now? Okay. So here is the next one on your screen. Please solve it. Again, from the topic of mixtures only. So far, we have discussed questions from percentage, profit loss, interest, partnership, averages, and now we are discussing mixtures, and we are still left with time and work, time, speed, distance. These are also going to come up now. Now, this one is an easier question. Please answer fast. Okay, Chinmay has come up with the answer. I'm waiting for one or two more answers. Okay, Sonu also says same. Option C, Muskan also. See, that's very easy question. It's not difficult at all. And I don't know why you are taking so much time. It's really very quick question. This question can be solved very easily. It's basic, simple use of alligation, isn't it? It's simple use of alligation. You don't need to do much. If you are comfortable with the alligation method, you can write the answer very fast. See, a manufacturer has 300 liters of acid solution which has 20% acid content, and how many liters of acid solution with 40% acid content may be added to it. So basically we are having two contents here, two acid contents here. One is with 20% concentration, other is 40%. So let me draw it here. So 20% acid concentration and 40% acid concentration, they need to be mixed now, and it is given that 20% wala jo hai, it is 300 liters quantity. Fine. So what should be the quantity of this 40% concentration? That is the question. What is the requirement? So how many liters of acid solution with 40% content may be added so that the acid content in the resulting mixture will be more than 25%. So it should be 25% or more than that. Fine. But less than 35%. So it should be 35% or less than that. So there are two situations basically, right? There are two situations basically. So we can go with them one by one. That's not a difficult thing at all. So let's first check with 25%. If I want to keep the concentration 25% for this mixture, so then what should be the quantity of this 40% concentration mixture, right? So how to go about this? We just need to see that this required concentration is dividing the gap between these two extreme values in what ratio. So this 20 to 25, this is 5, and 25 to 40, it is 15. 5, 15, the ratio is 1:3, right? This ratio is 1:3 because this is gap is 5 and this gap is 15. So 1:3. That means the individual quantities must be in the inverse ratio. If this is 3 part, then this must be 1 part. So if this is 300, it must be 100, right? So because I can extend it, I can go more than 25%. So this quantity must be 100 liters, that is 1/3 of this, or more than that. So this value should be 100 or more. Is it fine? So that is the answer for the first part. It should be 100 or more, right? Now similarly, let's check with this other constraint here. So this other constraint says, it says that concentration of the mixture should be 35% or less. It should be 35% or less. So if let me keep it 35% only, so this gap is now 5 and now this gap is 15. So same ratio is, this is 3:1. So that means the quantities must be in the inverse ratio. If this is 1 part, then this must be 3 part, right? So if thus 1 part is 300, then this 3 part must be 900. So this is 900. So if I want to go less than 35, it should be less than 900. So this ratio, this range comes out to be more than 100 but less than 900 liters. That is option C. Fine. So this was a very quick question. We just need to use the basic alligation rule. And I can see that many of you have given the right answer now, and those who were not able to solve, I hope it's clear now. Fine. So let's move to the next one now. Here it is on your screen. Now this one is from circular races, circular motion. Two-thirds of journey is clear, just 1/3 part is remaining. Do it fast. I hope all of you remember how to get the meeting points in the circular track. Okay, I'm getting answer D, 3 hours. Okay. That was quite simple, isn't it? Yes, you are right. That's very nice. And you can make simple use of your relative speed, right? Relative speed, because they are moving in same direction. They are moving in same direction, and they're starting from same point, starting at same time, and the individual speeds are 15 and 9 km/h respectively. So after how long will Ankit overtake Sanjay for the first time? So the faster runner here is traveling with an extra speed of 15 minus 9, that is 6 km/h, right? The faster runner is traveling with an extra speed of 6 km/h. So to overtake or to meet the slower runner first, you need to travel one complete extra round, right? So that the distance, the length of the track, circular track is 18 km. So 16 km/h is speed, say, 18 kilometer travel karna hai. So it is going to take simply 18 by 6, that is 3 hours. Yes, certainly this can be maybe the easiest question so far. Okay, moving further. Next one. Please solve this now. That's a good one now. That will check your conceptual clarity. Muskan, read the question carefully. It is asking about the hands run in opposite direction. Given that the hand run in the opposite directions. Okay, Anurag says 80. That is option A. Yes, that's correct answer, Chinmay. Okay, let's see now. See, I told you this is going to check your conceptual clarity. See, when two runners move in same direction in the circular track, in that case, the faster one needs to travel one extra round every time, right? Whenever they are going to meet. And when the runners are moving in opposite direction, in that case, the sum of the distances traveled together should become one complete round. ठीक है ना? And we know that whenever they are starting and whenever they are going to meet, whatever be the situation, whatever be the direction, so they are going to travel for equal amount of time. That means the distances traveled will be in the ratio of their speeds. So everything depends on the ratio of their speeds. Fine. So when they are moving in the same direction, in that case, the ratio of the speeds, that difference will tell us that how many times are they going to meet. Same way when they are moving in opposite direction, in that case, sum of the ratio of speeds, that is going to determine that how many times are they going to cross each other or meet each other. Okay? So let's see here. It says the hands of a strange cloak move such that they would meet twice as frequently if they run in opposite directions than if they run in the same direction. I just told you if they are moving in same direction, in that case, how many times they meet, it depends upon the difference between their speed ratios. And when they are moving in the opposite direction, in that case, sum of the speed ratios, I'm assuming A and B to be the speeds of the ratio of the speeds of the two hands. So it is given that when they are and they would meet twice as frequently if they run in opposite direction. Opposite में twice, that means this ratio is basically 1/2. Is this point clear? If this starting point is clear? Right. So from here we get to know that this A by B equals 3. A by B is equal to 3. Right? Just simplifying this, we can substitute now also, we can check. So 3 minus 1 would be 2, 3 plus 1 would be 4, so 2/4 is 1/2. Fine. ठीक है ना? So now it says How many times would the faster hand meet the slower hand in that time that the slower hand completes 20 rotations? See, when slower hand, that is this, let's say B, when slower hand completes 20 rotations, so in the same time the faster hand would complete 60 rotations, yes or no? And question is, uh, how many times would the faster hand meet? How many times will they meet? That's what we need to find. And given that the hands run in opposite directions, because the hands run in opposite directions, so the number of meetings would be just sum of 60 and 20. So 60 plus 20, that is 80. So this 80 times they would meet. This is the right answer. ठीक है ना? I will just repeat. I just told you. So the key thing here is that whenever two runners on the circular track, they move in the opposite direction. When they move in the opposite direction, so this is a slower one and this is a faster one. So whenever they meet, the sum of the distances traveled would be one complete round. तो इस slower वाले ने 20 rotations ले लिए हैं and the faster one has taken 60 rotations. So total how many rotations they have taken? That is 80, and that 80 times they have met. That's it. Fine. Muskan, I have just told that. Muskan, I have just explained that. Listen again, listen once again. I'm just repeating for one final time. Please listen very carefully. So, slower runner is traveling some distance, faster one is traveling in the opposite direction. In the opposite direction. Fine. So, whenever they meet, sum of the distance traveled becomes one complete round or one complete rotation. ठीक है ना? So slower one has traveled some distance, faster one has traveled the remaining distance, and they meet. The total distance becomes one rotation. So if slower one has traveled one round and the faster one has done 3 rounds, so total how many times they have met so far? 4 rounds. Because whenever they meet, the sum of distance traveled becomes one round. When they meet for the second time once more, that total distance traveled becomes 2 rounds, and so on. Fine. So because they are running in opposite directions, so total so far they have traveled 80 rotations. They have made 80 rotations. That means 80 times they have met. Yes. If they would have traveled in same direction, in that case, 40 would have been the answer. That's why I told you, who was that? Muskan. Muskan, I think, answered 40. So 40 would have been the answer if they would be, the hand would be running in the same direction. Okay? Okay, let's move further now. Okay, now that's again a lengthier one. See if you are able to do it. And I must question you. This is the biggest speed breaker question in the entire set. It's up to you. How do you tackle it? See, try to do. That's a good question, Subhajit. That's why I said is asking exam में इतना लंबा क्वेश्चन अटेंड या अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए, अटेम्प्ट करें या छोड़ दें बाद के लिए. सर्टेनली बाद के लिए छोड़ दें, certainly बाद के लिए छोड़ दें, but right now you have to do it. It's not very difficult question, but because of the length of the statement, it's going to take time. Array, we have got one answer. Good. D. How did you do it? Yes, that's also a perspective. Anurag says, जितना लंबा क्वेश्चन उतना easy है इक्वेशन बनाने में. Yes, many times it happens. Rather, I can say most of times it happens. Lengthier the question statement and easier it may be. But it's not every time. It's not 100%. One student has answered D. Can you please explain how did you get this answer? Yes, I agree. This is a big question. And I told you it can be a biggest speed breaker of this entire set. Okay, let's try to do it together. If any one of you is about to reach to the answer, should I wait? It's not difficult at all. It's just there are so many things. Okay, Sai Ganesh says C. Earlier, one student says D. Now Muskan says A. Arey bhai. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for one more minute. Mrigang again says 24. I'm just waiting for one more minute. Please try to finish it fast. Rutuja is asking which chapter is this? You can call it ratios or basic equations, linear equations, isn't it? Okay, few of you are saying 24. Good. See, the problem here is that by using options also it looks quite scary. Many of you saying 24. If I start with 24, so on the first day he climbs 1/10 of the mountain. That means 2.4. And on the second day he climbs 2/3 of the climb he made on the first day. So it's a lot of fractions or decimals are going to be there. हाँ, total 6 days का sum ही करना है exactly. By the way, D is the correct answer. Answer is 24. And how to go about it, it's up to you. So I'm sure by using options it is not so easy. By using options it may not be that easy, because let's say you start with the first option, it may not come out to be correct, then again the next option, it will be difficult. So we need to start with assuming some variables in the beginning, right? So if you are comfortable with fractions only, if you want to work in the fractions, in that case you can assume that total height the required to be x. Then first day the distance traveled is 1 upon x, 1 upon 10 of the x. हाँ, ये अच्छा किया, मृगांक से 300x मान लिया था. तो मैं इसको थोड़ा सा और मल्टीप्लाई कर लेता हूँ. सी, वी नीड टू टेक 2/3, मींस डिनोमिनेटर में 3 आ रहा है, एंड अगेन आफ्टर दैट फर्दर वी नीड टू टेक अनदर थर्ड. So it must be multiple of 9. Also 1/10 is being there 2 times. So in spite of 300, let's make it some multiple of it, further multiple of it, है ना, थोड़ा सा और easy हो जाएगा. So I'm checking, Mrigank says last one is, I'm checking it to be 1800x. Let's say total height is 1800k. I'm writing that. ठीक है, I'm just taking multiple of this 300 so that all these things can be incorporated. So let's total length is this much. So now on the first day, what happens? On the first day, so how much he did climb? He climbs 1/10, that means 180k. साथ साथ हम लिख लेते हैं कि how much is remaining now. So 1800 में से 180 चला गया, कितना बचेगा? 1620k. That is remaining now. Fine, fine, ठीक है. So 180k and then 1620k, that's remaining. Now second day, what happens on the second day? On second day he climbs 2/3 of the climb he made on the first day. That means जितना first day पे चला था उसका 2/3 कितना हो जाएगा? 120. So 120k further he climbed. That means how much is remaining now? 1500k is remaining now. It's okay? 1500k is remaining now. Further, on the third day, the next day he covered 1/10 of the remaining distance. तो जितना बचा है उसका 1/10. So on third day he traveled 150k. Fine. So what is remaining now? 1350k. Is this okay? So हो गया. And on the fourth day now, on the fourth day he covers 2/3 of the distance he already climbed. So 2/3 of the distance he already climbed. जितना टोटल चल चुका है उसका 2/3. टोटल कितना चल चुका है? 650. तो 650 का 2/3 कितना हो जाएगा? 650 का 2/3, 650, मैंने गड़बड़ किया कुछ क्या? लेट मी चेक एनी, अच्छा ये गलत लिखा क्या? ठीक है ना. तो व्हाट इज टोटल? अच्छा 1800 था, मैं गलत कर रहा हूं. तो टोटल ये कितना बचा है इसमें? इट्स 450. तो 450 का 2/3 दैट इज 300. हाँ सॉरी, 450 का 2/3 ना. टोटल 1800 था, उसमें 1350 के बचा है, तो दैट 450k हैज बीन ट्रेवल्ड, उसका 2/3. सो 450k का 2/3 वुड बी 300, राइट? सो फोर्थ डे पे 300k हैज बीन ट्रेवल्ड. नाउ रिमेनिंग इज 1050k. आई होप इट इज फाइन नाउ, right? Now next further, on fifth day now, he continues climbing with the same pattern of day third for the fifth day. तो fifth day पे third day वाला pattern, third day में क्या किया था? He traveled 1/10 of the remaining. तो जो remaining बचा है उसका 1/10. तो fifth day पे he is traveling 105k. So now how much is remaining? So 105 needs to be subtracted. So 945k is there. And on the last, that is sixth day, on the sixth day, as of the fourth day, so sixth day पे fourth day वाला pattern, and fourth day में क्या किया था? On fourth day he covers 2/3 of the distance he already climbed. So 945 is remaining. How much has been already climbed? 855. So 855 का 2/3, 855 का 2/3 कितना हो जाएगा? 855 का 2/3. So 3 2s are 6. 3 8s are 24, 3 5s are 15, 285 into 5, that is 15 short of 300. तो 600 में से 30 कम, that is 570. So 570k would further be traveled. How much is remaining now? 570 if I subtract from this, तो 600, it will be 375k. So this much is remaining now, and this is given equal to 5 kilometer. At the end of the sixth day, he finds that 5 kilometer more would see the end of his journey. So this 375k is basically 5 kilometer. So 375k equals 5 kilometer. So we need to find how much is 1800 kilometer. That's not difficult now. So our answer is going to be 5 by 375 into 1800. So this is our final answer now. We can simplify this to be how much? It कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं किया? I hope it is correct. ठीक है? So 5 will be cancelled from here. That is 125. And 5 7s are 35. So 75. So 75 2s are 150. Remaining is 30, 304. So 24 is the right answer. ठीक है. So you could have taken 300, you could have taken 900, you could have taken X, you could have taken 100, whatever. So, but it was lengthy part. It was lengthy part. Yes, silly mistakes, wrong answer आ सकता है, exactly. So that's what I said. It is the biggest speed breaker of this entire set. One is the longest statement, and after that, very basic errors could have been there. And even if you don't commit any error, still many steps are involved. Still many steps are involved. So that's how it is going to take time for sure. ठीक है ना? That's why, as someone asked in the beginning, so this question should not be done at the first go. At the first go, it should be certainly left for the second round, because we know that we can do it. It's not impossible to be done. It can be done, but it is going to take time. Okay, so let's move further now. Yes, very easily we can read some condition wrongly or something. Okay, I'm moving further now. Just few more questions are remaining. So I think this is an easier one. Please solve it. Please solve it. Utkarsh, yes, total distance is 100%, but if you apply the whole steps correctly, then we will get the right answer. Tulika, fourth day condition was that the whatever is the remaining distance, you need to travel 2/3 of that. That's how I was writing simultaneously how much distance is remaining, how much is further to be traveled. Okay, answer to this one, A, 8 kilometer, most of you are saying. But bhaiyon, गड़बड़ कर दिया. Yes, Aditya, that's correct. D is the right answer. See, it is asking, what distance it is asking? It is asking the distance from Ram's home to school and again back to home. ठीक है ना? It would be 8 plus 8, that is 16. I'm sure this was an easier question. Yes, so these types of questions all of you have done a lot of times. Yes, 8 plus 8, it would be 16. So how to go about it? There are various ways. You can make simple equations, or you make a use of ratios also. It's your choice. So 16 is the right answer. So even it's an easier question, still most of you got the wrong answer in the first attempt. So don't do that mistake. Please don't do that mistake. हाँ, क्वेश्चन ठीक से पढ़ना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो दिस वन लर्निंग यू शुड टेक फ्रॉम टुडेस सेशन एटलीस्ट, दैट क्वेश्चन ढंग से पढ़ना है. What the question is asking, we should be very clear about it, and whatever is given in the question, we need to take it very clearly. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Okay, let's move further now. Next question. Again, that's very easy question. Please solve it. Yes, answer please. This question is not worth that much time. Okay, Muskan, Preeti, Mrigank, all of them say option A. That is 6.6 kilometer per hour. I'm waiting for a few more answers. हाँ, ये वही टनल वाला क्वेश्चन ही है exactly. And by the way, in the language also, here it used the term pipe, but somewhere else it was using tunnel also. Yes, A is the right answer. Good. Nimisha, Chinmay, but only 5 answers so far. Arre? What about others? Sonu said D. Okay. Okay, let's see how we can do it very easily. This is very easy question, and this question certainly you might have done because it is based on the previous CAT question only. And it is quite famous question, although many of you are getting it right. Sonu, आपने आंसर कुछ गड़बड़ किया है. Let's see. A cat is running inside a pipe at a constant speed and hears a dog approaching the pipe from behind. So let's say this is that pipe and cat is, it says the pipe from behind the speed of 20. When the cat is 1/3 of the way inside the pipe. So cat is 1/3. Cat is 1/3 inside. So this is cat. It's 1/3. 1/3 means this distance is x. Then this is 2x. If total length is 3x, then out of 3x, it is 1/3 inside the tunnel or pipe. Okay? And now it says whether it keeps running forward or back, it will reach the end of the tunnel at same time when the dog reaches that end. So dog is coming from this direction, let's say. Dog is coming from this direction. Jo bhi hai, this is dog and this is cat. So cat can move in either of the directions. So dog is running in this direction and speed of dog is given 20 km per hour. So it is mentioned now, if cat moves in the direction of the dog, it will just meet at the end. And if cat runs away from the dog, then also dog just catches the cat at the other end. So let this distance be y. Now what is the thing? They are traveling the distances in same time. So when cat travels a distance of x, dog travels distance y. Is that fine? I repeat, in the moment, in that duration, in the time, when cat travels distance of x units, the dog will travel a distance of y units. Fine? Now same thing, let's turn away the cat away from the dog. So when cat travels a distance of x units, dog travels a distance of y units. Right? Now we know that further cat is to travel x unit and in same time dog will catch the cat at the other end. That means dog will travel 3x, which means the ratio of their speeds, cat to dog, is going to be in the ratio of the distances to be traveled. So the time in which cat will travel the distance x units, in the same time the dog is going to travel the distance 3x units. The speed ratio is simply 1/3. We know the speed of dog to be 20, so the speed of cat will be just 1/3 of that. So 20 by 3 is 6.66. Fine. So option A was the right answer. Actual question के अंदर it was cat only. In actual CAT question, it was cat only, cat and the train. In actual CAT question, it was cat and the train. Okay, but it has been modified. It has been remaked many times, various times by various persons. So different characters can be there. Anyway, I hope you have got the idea. So A is the right answer. Let's move further to the next question quickly. Okay, please answer this one now. A boat travels with the direction of the current from point A to B and then returns. It's now upstream and downstream motion. We are having just last few questions now. Yes, Kanishk, that's a good conclusion. Drawing make it easy. We should always try to draw the situation, specifically in the time space distance part. It helps in other topics as well, but specifically in TSD, it really helps a lot. Yes, answer please. Okay, one answer by Amritya Bhushan. He says B. Okay. Another answer B. B, that is 8 kilometer, you are saying. 8 kilometer per hour. Yes, that's correct, Vicky. 8 is the right answer, and let's see quickly. This is very again easy question. A boat travels with the direction of the current from point A to B and then return against the current and stop at point C. And so let's say this is the flow of current in this direction, and a boat travels in the direction of current from A to B. So starting point A and it goes up to B. Okay. Fine. Further, and returns against the current and stops at point C. Now distance between B and C is 75% of distance between A and B. So whatever was the distance between A and B, distance between B and C is 75%. So certainly point C lies between A and B somewhere, and that somewhere is also clearly mentioned 75%. So if C is here, so this is 75%, so this is 20%, 25%, right? So they're in the ratio of 1:3. And further it is given here that if the distance between A to B is 40 kilometer, that means certainly this distance is 10 kilometer and this one is 30 kilometer. Fine so far? Okay, I'm just writing the information given here. So it says 75% of distance between A and B, and boat takes 9 hours to cover the total distance. So boat has traveled from A to B, then B to C, and it took total 9 hours. So if distance is this and speed of current is 2 km per hour, that is given 2 km per hour, then find the speed of boat in still water. See, it is not to be solved. This question need not to be solved. Don't make equations and solve. Make equations and then check the values. Then check the options. I repeat, make the equations but don't solve. After making equations, use options. Okay, what will be the equation? So while going from A to B, speed must be x plus 2 if x is the speed in the still water, which we want to find out. Okay, and that total distance is 40. So time taken would be 40 upon x plus 2. Is it fine? Okay, so 40 upon x plus 2, because that is the downstream direction along the stream, and the reverse time or return time is for the distance 30 kilometer, and speed would be now x minus 2, and this total time of traveling is given to be 9 hours. So we just need to verify which of the options satisfies, because if I am going to solve it, it is going to be quadratic, it is going to be time consuming, but don't waste time, just put the values. So we can start with anyone. Right now most of you are saying option B, that is 8. I'm putting that directly. So 8, if I put 8 plus 2 is 10, 40 by 10 makes it 4. And 8 minus 2 is 6, so 30 by 6 is 5. And 4 plus 5 is 9. So it confirms. So this is the right answer. Fine. I hope you have got to understand. So make the equation, but then don't solve it. Just check the values, and we can very easily verify it. It's not difficult. Checking is not difficult here. Is it okay? Okay, I'm moving further to the next question now. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now next one. Okay, please solve this one. And please try to answer it fast. Just 3-4 questions left, Baba. Yes, answer please. Utkarsh, that's not correct. Mrigank, no. Chinmay says option A. Yes, 250A. That's correct. Good. Preeti, right. That's correct. Arey, this is very easy question. See, A and B stay next to each other and study in same school. So they are studying from same point. Now A and B start walking toward their school at a speed 2 km per hour and 3 km per hour. So that's the speed ratio. Exact speeds are also given, but ratio is 2:3. So when A travels 2 unit distance, then B will travel 3. Now the faster of the two, that is the person B, reaches a school and then turn around and starts walking back. So A and B, let's say this is the distance traveled by A, and the slower one, that is faster one, B, reaches the school and then comes back. ठीक है ना? This is B. Fine. So A is going in the forward direction only, and B has reached school and come back also. Okay. Now what else? Now it says turn around and start walking. If A and B meet 200 meter away from the home, that means the distance traveled by A is 200 meter. Can you tell me the distance traveled by B so far when A has traveled 200 meter? So what is the distance traveled by B in that same duration? It must be 300, isn't it? Because the speed ratio is 2:3. So B certainly has traveled 300 meter in that duration. Now this 300 plus 200, so total distance is 500. That means this one-way distance or distance between home and school is 250 meter. Is it not? That was the question. What is the distance between the residences and the school? So it's 250. Isn't it? ये बहुत आसान सवाल था. Exactly, totally orally करने वाला सवाल था. Okay, quickly let's move to the next question. Yeah, that's a good one now. Please answer this. This one is from escalators. Exactly. If you are able to draw, then it becomes easy to visualize. Priyanka Dubai says 8. D, 8 steps. Okay. Please recheck. Aditya says C, that is 6 steps. 5 तो option भी है. हाँ, 5 is also an option. Yuktika. So far we have received the answer as option B, C or D. Some of you saying, many of you are saying B, some of you are saying C also, and D also. Of course, not every one of you can be correct. Many of you are certainly wrong. So please recheck. Please recheck your solutions once again. My preference would be to make the concepts clear. There are n number of questions available. Okay, how to start? Can you suggest me something? How to start? All of you are getting different answers. Some of you are saying B, C or D. So certainly you have started, you have got the value. So how did you start? Can you suggest something? How to make the equation here? What is the starting point? 5a minus 3s. Five steps of A minus 3 steps of Arun. They are in the ratio of 5 and 3. That's given. For every 5 steps that Arun takes, Sam takes only 3 steps. So that is the ratio of their speeds in a way. Right? That is the ratio of their speeds in a way. Your speed ratio is given 5 and 3. So how to make use of it? How to start? What should be the equation? How to make the equation now? 5a is equal to 3s. 5a is not equal to 3s. In same time, Arun takes 5 steps and Sam takes 3 steps. That is the ratio of their speeds. That is ratio of their speeds. Step to escalator के steps है ना. It's not that step length they are taking. Arun is able to take more steps. See how to start. One way is to assume their speeds. As per the speed ratios, we can take if speed of Arun is 5 steps per second, then speed of Sam is 3 steps per second. Muskan says 5a plus 3s is 30. ये 30 क्यों आया? नहीं, this is wrong. This is गड़बड़. This is not correct. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. Try to understand. Try to understand. Now Sam is climbing on a moving escalator that is going up. Escalator is going up. This is the escalator. It is having some number of steps visible. So it is going up. So if Sam is going up also, so do Sam need to take all the steps? I'm asking, please tell me again. I'm asking, this escalator is going upward. It is having some number of steps visible at any point of time. Now Sam is also going upward, right? And Sam has taken 30 steps. Sam takes 30 steps to reach to the top. Fine. So my question is, when Sam takes 30 steps and reach to the top, so is total number of step in this staircase is 30 only, or more than that, or less than that? Please confirm. Is total number of steps more than 30 or less than 30 or equal to 30? Yes, Shavi is saying, Shavi or Shalvi, whatever it is. S plus E. So steps taken by Sam and steps taken by escalator itself, that total is equal to 30, right? And that total is equal to 30 plus something, more than 30. It's more, right? It's more. Why more? Because some steps have been taken by the escalator also in that same duration. Yes or no? Right? Is it fine so far? Good. Everyone is understanding this point. Very nice. So let's take, when Sam took 30 steps, escalator took n steps. So total number of steps visible at any particular moment is 30 plus n. Is this point clear? Here n is the number of steps taken by escalator in the same direction in that same time. Fine. Now let's read further. At the same time, Arun on the other hand is coming down on the same escalator. Now Arun is coming downwards. Arun is coming downstairs on the same moving escalator. That means escalator will be working against Arun. That means steps taken by Arun and the steps taken by escalator in that same duration needs to be subtracted. ठीक है ना? Because Arun needs to travel extra now than actual number of steps. So it says that where it is, Arun on the other hand is coming down on the same escalator. So their speed ratio is mentioned. Let's leave it for the timing. Both take the same amount of time to reach the other end. That's the important point. Both take same amount of time to reach the other end. That means Arun is also for equal duration on this staircase, on this escalator. Arun is also on this escalator for the same duration of time. For same duration of time means Arun must have taken 50 steps and escalator must also have taken n steps, but this time it is acting in the opposite direction. Is it fine? So that is the basic equation we need to write, and where n is the number of steps taken by the escalator in the same duration. Is it fine so far? Please confirm, is this point okay? Now you can very easily calculate the number of steps taken by the escalator in same duration. So what is the value of n now? So then this n comes out to be 10. As somebody in between wrote also, I saw one of the comments. This n comes out to be 10. That means in that duration, Sam takes 3 steps. Let me write here. Sam takes 3 steps, Arun takes 5 steps, and escalator takes 1 step. So that is their combined speed ratios. Is it fine? Good question, Mansi. Mansi is asking, how did we got 50? ये 50 कैसे पता लगा जी? 50 यहाँ से पता लगा. For every 5 steps that Arun takes, Sam takes only 3 steps. So in the same duration, when Sam is taking 30 steps, in same duration, Arun would take 50 steps. How do I get to know that it's same duration? Because it is mentioned, both take same amount of time to reach the other end. Fine, because it is same time, so they are traveling the distance in their speed ratios. So Sam has taken 30 steps, so Arun will take 50, and escalator will take same n steps. And but here it was in the positive direction, it was adding to the work done by Sam, and but it is working against what Arun has done. That's it. Till this point, is it fine? I hope till this point it is fine now. Okay, now let's see the question. Question is, what is the difference in the number of steps that both had taken when they crossed each other? Now that is the final question. Now that is the final question. When they cross each other at that time, what is the difference in the number of steps? Now can you estimate and tell me at which point will they meet on this escalator? At which point are they going to meet? Remember this thing that they are traveling for equal amount of time. They are taking same time to reach the other end. So when they are going to cross each other, at what point are they going to cross each other? Exactly midway, isn't it? Exactly midway. Yes or no? I'm waiting for you. Yes, exactly mid. Yes, that's correct, Mansi. So they're going to meet at exactly midway. And during that midway, that means they have spent half amount of time. In that half amount of time, Sam has traveled 15 steps on his own, and escalator has moved for him 5 steps. Right? Same way, Arun has moved so far 25 steps on his own, and escalator has worked against him for the 5 steps. That is the situation when they are meeting. So by that duration, they have taken 15 and 25 steps respectively. So the difference, the required difference is 25 minus 15, which is 10. So this is the answer. Is it okay? Now why mid? Many of you are asking why mid, why mid, why mid, why mid? कैसे पता लगा mid? अरे बाबा, they are reaching at the same point. They are reaching at same time. He is coming from the top, A is coming from top, and this Sam is going from the bottom. And if you see from the third person point of view, so A is coming downwards and S is going upwards, and they started together and they are reaching the other end together. Of course, when they cross, they must be in the midway exactly. Is it not? Is it not? I repeat, Arun started at the top of the staircase, this escalator, and this Sam started at the bottom, and they started at the same time, and they are moving with their speeds, and they reach the other ends at same time. They are reached at the other end at the same time. So the effective speed is coming out to be same basically. The effective speed is coming out to be same, and that's clearly visible also. Now we just see the speed ratio. So for Arun, it is 5 minus 1, basically 4 steps per second in a way. And for Sam, it is 3 plus 1, that is 4 seconds per second. That's how. Okay. I hope it is clear to everyone. So we are running very fast to the end time. So let's take one more question at least. Ready for the last question for now? Okay, I'm moving to the last question for the now. It is here. Now, this is one question at least from this topic of time and work, or pipes and cisterns basically. Yes, Utkarsh, that's correct. Utkarsh, that's correct. Yes, this is the last question for the time being. And it's from the topic of time and work or pipe and cisterns. Please solve it. Okay, answer please. Okay, Gunjan is the fastest again with the answer. She says D, 20 minutes. I'm just waiting for 2-3 more answers. Please, fast. Very nice. This time, Navanil Ghosh also says 20. Chinmay, Naman, excellent. And I believe this is correct answer. Okay, let's see how to do it. You tell me, how did you do it? How did you do it? All of you are getting the right answer, so there is no need of explanation, I guess. Can you please tell me, how did you do it? How did you start? That is sufficient. Yes, D is the right answer. Yes, we can assume the total quantity and we can figure out the individual filling rate. Yes, unit work, exactly. How fractions is one of the ways, or you can avoid the fractions by assuming the total water to be filled. That quantity can be assumed, right? So let's take, so a tank has 4 inlet pipes. Through the first 3, the tank can be filled in 12 minutes. So 12 minutes is one value. So 12 minutes, and second and fourth can be filled in 15 minutes, and the first and fourth in 20 minutes. So 12, 15 and 20 is the total capacity of the tank, or total work basically. We can assume to be the LCM of 12, 15 and 20. What we can take? 60, or maybe let's take it 120. So total quantity to be filled is 120 liters. We are having 4 pipes. So first pipe, second pipe, third pipe and fourth. Okay. Now what is given? Through the first 3 inlet pipes. So through first pipe plus second pipe plus third pipe. Through the first 3 inlet pipes, the tank can be filled in 12 minutes. So in 12 minutes, they are filling 120 liters. So that means together in 1 minute, they are filling 10 liters. So 10 liter per minute is their combined filling rate, right? Same thing you could have done in fractions also. I'm avoiding the fractions by taking the total work to be 120 liters. Fine. So first plus second plus third, they are filling 10 liters per minute. Similarly, through the second, third and fourth. So second, third and fourth. So how much are they filling? It can be filled in 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, they are filling 120 liters. That means every minute they are filling 8 liters, right? 8 liters per minute. That is 120 by 15. And same way through the first and the fourth. That is first and the fourth inlet pipes in 20 minutes. So these 2 pipes can fill this is 20 liters, 20 minutes. So 120 by 20, that will be 6. So they are filling 6 liters per minute. Fine. So how much time will it take for all the second and the third pipe? So we just need to figure out second and third pipe. See, first, second, third, fourth, and this first and fourth. So by adding first 2 equation, then subtracting the second one, we'll be having twice of second and third. We just need to divide it by 2. So 10 plus 8, 18, 18 minus 6, 18 minus 6 would be how much? 12, 12 by 2, 6. So that means second and third pipes also have a combined filling rate of 6 liter per minute. Yes or no? They're also filling 6 liter per minute because 1 and 4, they are having 6 liter per minute. So while adding these two, I get 10 plus 8, 18. So 18 minus 6 is 12. In this 12, we are having 2 and 3, 2 pairs. So each pair of 2 and 3 is having a filling rate of 6 liter per minute. And because total 120 liter is to be filled, so 120 by 6, that will give you answer 20 minutes. So you could have done it in fractions also and integers also. So we shall end it here. So I hope this is clear. ठीक है ना? So as is already mentioned here, so handpicked questions from iQuanta books. So solve more, as much you will be solving, you will be getting the answers. You will be getting that much confidence. Yes. So we shall end it here. So we have discussed all the topics of arithmetic. And as I said earlier also, there is no limit on number of questions. We can go on and on and on and on. So practice on your own. And whenever there is some doubt, certainly try to clear it. But at the time of exam, as we discussed in between also, we should choose that which question should be done first and which question should be left for later. Okay? So we shall end it for the day. And thank you very much. And we shall meet in our regular live classes again. Thank you. I hope we had revised the entire arithmetic together today in the online pattern. Surmukhi, these are easy, moderate or hard level questions. You can figure out easily. Some of the questions were easy also. Some of the questions were moderate. And some of the questions were quite tricky as well. It's a mix. In the exam also, we get a mixed set of questions. Not every CAT question is very tough. And not every CAT question is very easy. It's a mixed set. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It is my duty, Kanishk. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I hope it was a good revision. Next Sunday algebra session, I'm not sure about that. But yes, it must also be there very soon. Your theory part of algebra is almost over. What almost? It's exactly over. Now we will be starting with the next topic on Monday now. CAT has all these varieties of questions. Don't think the questions were of CAT level or not. CAT contains easier questions which were here, CAT contains moderate questions which were here, and CAT contains calculative questions also which were here. So it was entire CAT level questions. ठीक है ना? It was entire CAT level questions. Exactly, most of the questions were logical. That is a good point, Tulika. Right. Okay, so thank you once again. And because of the odd timings, I guess attendance was not as per our regular classes, but it's fine. So participation was very nice. I'm really happy for that. And most of you solved questions and solved them correctly also. That was a very nice thing. Okay, thank you everyone. So I shall take your leave now. If there's any doubt or anything you want to say, you can. Next session kab hoga? Our team can connect with you. If you are a part of our paid classes, then regularly we are having classes. Every week we are having 3-4 classes. Yes, next marathon will also be there. So that schedule you will be getting. You will get on our website or our WhatsApp groups. Okay, thank you then.